This is the House of Parliament where men and women have sat for decades, making decisions that would affect all our lives. Do they really work in the interests of the people or themselves? They sit at the round tables, trying to decipher which way to turn. Is it left or is it right? Have the people benefited from those decisions? Our people have suffered for far too long. Change should not be a figment of the imagination, but reality. Every boy, every girl, every man, every woman are equally important. The market vendor joyfully sells her produce. The fish vendor skillfully uses his cutlass to cut the fish. Keep on working. Let your smile be your motivation. Build a community of brotherly and sisterly love. Don't give up on your dreams. Surround yourself with positive thinkers. Think big and keep on moving. Keep pushing the envelope. Yes, push that envelope until you have succeeded. You may have made many mistakes, but that is no reason to stop. Don't you dare give up. Get ready for that overflow. Get ready for that breakthrough. The overflow is coming. Showers of blessings. Stay cool. Stay calm. Stay collective. Ride the rough waves of life. Hold on to that rope tightly. Just keep working. Keep moving. Keep believing. Self-motivation. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lies and Deceit. I am your host, Soraya Alexander, but my friends affectionately call me So. Tonight is going to be a very exciting night. So, grab your popcorn, grab your wine, and don't forget to buy the coffees. We are streaming on YouTube, we are streaming on Facebook, and we are also on Flow 115 GVD TV. So we are streaming in 3 areas, and the show should run without any interruptions tonight. Welcome to all my friends in TV land, and especially to my senior citizens. You are home, Flow 115, watching So. I have adopted all of you as my mother and my father. I love you all. You all are so encouraging to me. And thank you for being part of the Lies and Deceit show, because my aim here is not to lie on anybody, but to present the facts to you. Now, you can support the show. And the way you can support the show is by assisting by buying coffees. Now, some people think it's literal coffee. It's not literal coffee. The link is posted on the live, the Facebook live, and we will also show you a video where you can go and buy coffees. You are going to support the show. But tonight, my show is a firecracker. I knew I told you I was going to have a guest, but no, I had to put the guest aside to come deal, excuse me, with the craziness which I saw happened in our country yesterday. And if this continues to happen, we are going to be in serious hot water. We are already in hot water. We are cooking. We are overboiling. The situation in St. Lucia is crazy right now. And my goal here is to be the voice of the people, because what we have realized that every other station has gone moot. They're really not tackling the issues. Now, true journalism does not care with political party. True journalism doesn't care if Philip J. Pierre is my friend, if Alan Chasney is my friend. True journalism looks after the people of St. Lucia, because after all, politicians are the greatest deceiver, and they really don't care for you. So before we carry on, I would like you, because tonight it's hot, I would like you to view a video as to how to support to buy your coffee, and I'm encouraging you to support the show.
Hello everyone. Today we'll be learning how to show your support for Soraya Alexander through memberships and coffees. Okay, so first up guys, you need to keep this link in mind, buymeacoffee.com/Soraya Alexander. So let's go on and head on to the site. So of course you are greeted with Miss Alexander Buy Me a Coffee page. You'll scroll down to the bottom where you'll see support or membership. So of course the support option is to purchase your coffee. So we don't want to purchase 1, 3 or 5, we want to purchase a custom amount. So we'll put it right here and select 10. So of course for you guys who like to be anonymous, the name and say something nice option is optional to you. So if you would like to do that, you can, or do as you please. But in this case, I'm going to be entering a name. And I'm going to be saying something nice. I'm going to say, love your show. Keep it coming. All right. And also we know some of you have messages that you don't intend for everyone to see. So you can simply select the option, make this message private. So we're going to go ahead and press the support button. On the support page, you are greeted with the email and card number. So of course you go ahead, we're going to put johndoe@hotmail.com, and in this case we're going to be using a dummy card number, but in your case you will enter your real valid card number. So of course you put your month, your year, and the CVC of your card. And of course you'll select the I'm not a robot option for verification. So this is simply how you go ahead and purchase your coffee. Simple. So now guys, we're going to go ahead and get a membership. So as you could see, we have different levels of membership. So you can choose what you like, whichever one you prefer. You go ahead and select that. So you just press the join button, and then you're greeted whether you want to take that membership per month or per year. So we're gonna go ahead and start filling in our details. We're gonna put our email, johndoe@hotmail.com, and in this case your name is required. So, and your email. So we're gonna go ahead and put a name. We're gonna put John Doe, and we are gonna see something nice. We're gonna see love your show. Now, like before, as we saw guys, you have the option to make this message private. So you could just go right here, tick, and that message is private. So of course you press the join, and then you go ahead and you enter your card, and so on and so on. And of course you verify that you are not a robot. Now on this page you also have the option, because I know some of you guys may want to take more than the allotted membership, so you can simply use the free option, predefined options for you, and add it 5, 10, 15, whatever as you wish. Okay, so guys, this is actually the full tutorial. This is how you go ahead and purchase your coffee. This is how you go ahead and purchase your membership. So I want to say thank you guys, thanks for watching. Hope this video was as informative as it could be. This was Akeem Ernest. See ya.
And thank you so much for viewing the video, and thank you to so many of you who have become members and supporting the show. And when I posted my link, Samaline Edmonds bought me some coffees. That's when I posted my link early this morning. And she said, show is very informative and you are a remarkable woman. I love your charisma. Keep up the good work. I am going to keep up the good work for people like you, Samaline, that continue to realize what I'm doing is valuable. And I have another member who said, hey, so keep up the great work. Love your show. Blessings on you. And when I ended my show on Monday, you know, some of you are just a source of inspiration and a source of strength. And this person said, my goodness, so I just had to buy you some coffee before going to bed. Your strength and resolve is remarkable. Flow disrupted, you bounced back, and we followed. We must not be silenced, love, and continued blessings. And thank you, Harold. That's for the last show. He bought coffees, and someone else bought coffees. Thanks for the show, for the coffees. Someone and Harold. And Marilise also bought me tons of coffees. And she said, my instinct always lead me to sincerity. I can feel your honesty in my entire body. If God is for you, who can be against you? Tonight I learn how to buy you more coffees. Thanks. That's the work of God, I strongly believe. Thank you, Marilise. You have always been a great supporter and a source of strength. I salute you, my sweetheart, and I know you're like 4 or 5 hours ahead of me. So I wish you well. And also, Arnold bought me coffees. Arnold, I love you so much. Thank you. And I had a new member, Valis Lord. Thanks for becoming a new member. Marguerite bought me coffee. And Callie and all his boys on the block, they bought me coffees on the last show. And thank you so much. And someone said, bought me some coffees again for your strength that keeps us moving through these murky waters. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate, and Elsie Dantes, my sweetie. Say hi to your daughter for me, Elsie. Keep up the good work. And so many of you, I just love you all for being real, for realizing what I'm doing is for the benefit of everybody. And someone also just bought me some coffee and say, love the color on you. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I have this dress on me, and it's literally falling off me because, as I said, we must take care of ourselves. And then I just jump into, I spoke to my doctor, everything, and I just changed my diet, just changed my diet, and I don't eat anything after 7. And I eat a lot of fruits, a lot of greens, only chicken. So I am just like shedding the inches like crazy. So if you want to look hot like so, let me give you the technique. You cannot be exercising 24/7 and you're eating bread, you're eating all the wrong things, you're eating KFC, you're eating this, you're eating that. You just have to change it. And let me tell you, this has really changed my entire eating habit. When it's 7 o'clock, I don't even want food. After the show, all I do, I go and have some tea. Right? That's all I do. So anything you want to do, you can do. Now I come in tonight and I'm coming hard. But first, let me just show the killers. Allow me to show the killers. Right? Allow me to show the killers what y'all did. I want y'all to see. I really want y'all to see what y'all have done to a family. I want the killers to see what they have done to a family. Crime is on a rampage in this country and no one seems to care. No one seems to care. I just don't understand. Do we have a government? Do we have a minister who takes care of what is happening in our country concerning crime? You took away. I want the criminals to have a look. I want the criminals to have a look at what you have done. Look at the people you have left in mourning. We have a prime minister. Now, I am not being political about crime, because if we are to curb crime in our country, we must have a leader that takes the bull by the horns. Sometimes you have to make the unpopular decision. But how can we solve crime when we had a prime minister, when he came into office on the 28th of July, he did not show strength. The first thing he did was to go and expunge the records of those who had COVID breaches during the time of the United Workers' Party administration. You went and expunged it, so therefore you did not show strength. You showed weakness, because the criminals are very calculating. Criminal minds, they are very, very calculating. So you being weak and not showing strength, all criminals largely go cod. All criminals feel it is their right to do as they please, to enter into people's home, to ambush police officers, to ambush, beat up. When I have a supporter who reached out to me, telling me that her daughter left work last Thursday at 10 p.m. and on her way to her home, 3 men in a vehicle, masked men, ambushed her and took everything she had. Thankfully, she's not dead. Thankfully, she has her life. She can recover the money and all her other stuff. But this is what is happening in our country. When we have a prime minister that does not show strength, this is what is happening. Put this picture up again. I want the criminals to have a look. I want you all to have a look to see. I want you all to have a look to see the people that are grieving and mourning because of your vicious and vile ways. You cut short the life of a young man. You left his auntie, you left his fiance, you left his grandma, his mom, his brothers. You left them to mourn. Look at these people, decent people. You think they deserve that? I know we all have a day to die. However, I believe if we had a prime minister or a leader who was tough on crime and came in and told those criminals, we're not gonna play with y'all, crime would not escalate like this. Look at them, happy faces. Look at him holding his fiancée. Right? Look at him holding his fiancée, soon to be married. And what did you do? You killed him. You snuffed the life out of him. You snuffed the life out of him. Right now in our country, criminals largely go caught. I am going to show you a quote. And this quote is so relevant. It is so relevant as to what is happening in our country today. It is very sad. It is just very, very sad that this is happening. Certainly, the criminal behavior that happens today is the greatest risk. We all saw what happened yesterday in the William Peter Boulevard, Constitution Park, near House of Parliament. I want to know, please help me understand. I really want to know if the criminals are largely go caught to do as they please. Because apparently law-abiding citizens like myself and my viewers are under attack. We cannot even express what is affecting us unless we are assaulted or people curse us or denigrate us. The St. Lucia Labour Party government has brought in a kind of culture into our country that is detrimental to the survival of the people of St. Lucia. I really need them to tell me if I, Soraya Alexander, do not have the freedom to go outside of Constitution Park to take my phone and videotape. There's no law against that. You can videotape. I didn't say anything to anybody. However, somebody decided, well, okay, you cannot film me, and I coming across the road to beat you. Our police officers, let me tell you all something straight tonight. The criminals are very right in what they're doing, because you showed weakness with what I saw transpired near DECEIT and the House of Parliament. You showed weakness, because if it was somebody else who had done that, you would have roughed them up. Our country has reached an all-time low. I have fallen victim to the same individual. I received a call telling me, I know where you live in. You live in by so and so, right? And you want to see me, I'll come for you. You should have come. You should have come in a body bag. You'd have go back home. You should have come. We cannot allow criminality to prevent us from living in our country. We cannot allow criminality to prevent us from living in our country. And people believe because they can puff up their chest and their big old belly that they can call you and tell you they know where you live. Let me tell you, we're not afraid of any of you. This is our country, and Philip J. Perry, you need to get up and start to protect us. I am a citizen, a law-abiding citizen. And you are saying to us, the people of St. Lucia, that criminals are largely guaccord, and you are not saying anything. You are the reason why criminals are doing what they want. Because when you have your ministers of government doing those kind of things, one of your minister of government, Richard Frederick, did a whole live and denigrate me, said the nastiest things about me, and you did not have the gonads to tell him, you cannot do that. Apologize to Soraya Alexander, or I fire you or fire him. You didn't have the gonads. So the criminals are seeing that your own ministers are free to disrespect women and like they are bad Johns. We're not afraid of none of y'all. We're not afraid of any of y'all. That they are bad Johns. We can come and beat people up. Where y'all coming and beat people up? This nonsense have to start. And you Lucians, y'all have to demand. So alone cannot do it. We have to demand that this nonsense stop. Right? We have to demand that this nonsense is stopped. Then you have the same Richard Frederick, right, sitting in a House of Parliament using obscenities to the former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Alan Shastey. You have a set of men around you that have respect for nobody. So if Richard Frederick can do a show and tell Soraya Alexander, private citizen, all the nasty things he said about me, So Yadi yesterday was well within his rights, wanted to cross the street and fight. Because you have no strength. You are a weak leader. The United Workers supporters are usually calm. I am not saying that all St. Lucia Labour Party supporters, because I have a lot of St. Lucia Labour Party supporters and they do not like that. But a few of y'all who believe, and they are the faces of the government. Criminality is the face of the government. Criminality is the face of this government. And when you tell me, when you gonna get a firearm license, I don't know what they do in St. Lucia, but they must do a psychological test. They must do all kind of things. Because a gun in your hand is not to kill anybody. A gun in your hand should be the last thing you resort to. There was a guy who went into someone's house, a big house. Imagine this guy does everything for the people. And he went into the people's house to steal. The man saying, but who is in his house? So the man got up. He had his gun. And he looked, and he's saying it's the same person he's helping doing things, came into his house to steal. He didn't use his gun. He's telling him, just get out of my home and go. He wasn't trigger happy. That is someone that can use a gun. And then let me tell you, this country is, I cannot even get the word to describe this country. Yadi has a gun, a firearm. With that behavior, so I am calling on the commissioner of police to take that gun from him. Because this man is a menace to society. And if you do not do that, in the end, somebody might get killed. It was a melee, it was a bacchanal. A bacchanal. What is this? And Citizens with their business cannot get a firearm. How come this guy gets a firearm and look his behavior? My God, our country is mad. The whole country, from the time Alan Shastney lost this election, the country has gone insane. How can you give Yadi a firearm? Look at how this man acted. All of us saw it. So you telling me, if I'm walking down the road, a guy decide to catcall me and say, hi, you look good, you look nice, you look whatever. Am I supposed to just pull out my gun and shoot him, or go and tell him I given you a slap, putting my hand behind my back? I would be wrong, and the police would have every reason to arrest me and lock me up. This is madness. So these days in St. Lucia, Philip J. Pierre, God is going to deal with you. These days in St. Lucia, if anybody step on your toe, you know what you have to say to them? Sorry, it's not you, it's me. What kind of nastiness is going on in this country? Now I interviewed Ring the Bell Shane, and I am going to play the account for you as to what happened. But before I play it, this guy Yadi needs some serious mental evaluation. This man has to be stopped. This man is a terror. Because let me tell you something. You're gonna go and grand charge somebody one day, and you are going to end up 6 feet deep. People are not gonna back down for you. This is crap. And imagine this man, Yadi, was at Philip J. Pierre swearing in, or when the ministers were swearing in the House of Parliament, he was there. Our country has lost all its value. Our country is total rubbish. Take a look.
Eh bien, les techniciens, ça c'est Yadi qui voulait goumer, et puis c'est flambeau à Bokaï Parlement, d'avoir ces flambeaux à parler, et puis Yadi voulait venir by mon coup, Bokaï Parlement. Alors, ça c'est Yadi, c'est pas la première fois Yadi ni ses qualités, attitude, ça lance ici. Yadi pour moi, Yadi c'est un criminel. Yadi voulait by mon coup, Bokaï Parlement, les techniciens. Ça c'est Yadi qui voulait bailler mon coup Bokaï Parlement.
people, what is going on here? And you know what really hurts me? Let me see if I get the message. I'm going to tell you what really hurts me. Let me see if I get the message for you. I'm telling you, a lot of people reach out to Soso because a lot of people say they like my honesty. As I said, I want nothing from Flobo, from SLP. I am here for the people of St. Lucia. This is why you have to support me and keep me on the air to continue talking. This lady who was at the Constitution Park opposite DECEIT, she sent me a note and she said, Soso, you saw how the officer pushed me. I didn't even know it was her because I saw it in the things I got. She said, the officer pushed me so hard for no reason and they allowed Yadi to do as he wished. Shake my head. Good evening, Soso. She said my glasses flew from my face. A law-abiding citizen. She have a right to be there. It is her right to be there to protest. Y'all were protesting Gokod. She is there protesting, not affecting anybody. However, the police officers are so weak. They are so weak. Look at how they rough up the United Workers' Party supporters and this big Bude rabbi man coming, puffing himself up like a Goliath to come and fight with people. I am calling on the police commissioner to revoke this man's firearm license. This is the worst government. None of us are safe in this country. So Norbert Williams, everybody know Norbert is into photography. He takes out his pictures. So Norbert has anything. I have passed places and people taking out pictures. I've even seen myself all overseas in videos, nice videos. I'm like, what's this doing there? But I don't care. So nobody's taking out his little pictures and this big man, Bude Rabbi Yadi, approaching Norbert to, like, you know, tell him what you take that picture of me, what you take that picture of me. But what Yadi didn't know, Norbert, I thank you for remaining calm. Because you bigger than Norbert and you come in like a big bad wolf. Norbert stayed calm. But I want to tell you about Norbert. Not now I know Norbert. Not now I know Norbert. Norbert served in the army and Norbert was a police officer. Norbert would know exactly what to do to throw you down flat on the floor. So Norbert used his training to ignore you. However, the supporters on the other side, you went for them. They have no training, so they would not know how to deal with you, but they would put you plat down, platate. You're too damn rude and indiscreet. This nonsense has to stop. Where do you get off? What is going on? And then this thing is allowed to fester? NBC, this is what you're showing to our young people, that they cannot sit and discuss in a good way. They have to fight with each other. I was a victim of me. Well, I ain't no victim of it because you should have come. You end up in a body bag. Come and tell me, you know why I leave you come for me? No, think I dare force you. Nobody afraid of you. Nobody. And this government is useless. The police force is useless too. Let me tell you, if you were in Barbados, you lock up all now so. Our country is a lawless country and we see it happening. The police officers are afraid of somebody. You are supposed to be protecting people like me, right? And the citizens of St. Lucia, you are afraid of somebody. You are. What madness is happening in this country? What crap is happening in this country for this man to believe he can just go? And this is not the first incident. Nobody is afraid of you. Nobody is afraid of you. What the hell you think you are? This government needs to go. And you need to rise. It has nothing to do with SLP or UWP. It has everything for us to get a leader who would put his foot down. Where is Milton Daisy? Give me a minute. Where is Milton Daisy? What you doing, Milton? You just sitting warm in a chair? Where you have to protect me, law-abiding citizen. You have to protect me and all the other St. Lucians. My God, the Flobos were there, but they would have knocked you down platate, and you would deserve it. And the police officers officers, you were very biased. If you were in Barbados, I'm not even going far as to say, if you were in Barbados, you'll be locked up and charged. You grabbing the officer, don't touch you. SSU officer. I want to know what is going on with our police force. Are y'all compromised? What the hell is going on with y'all? What the hell is going on with our police force? So madmen have firearms. So I have my gun on the side. What? I have my gun. I have my gun on the side. Bad boy. Anyway, people, I did an interview with Shane. Listen to what Shane said transpired.
Hello, St. Lucians. Good morning to everyone. This is Ring the Bell here. My people, the incident that happened between Ring the Bell and Yadi by the House of Parliament, my people, I had my phone in my hand recording, and it wasn't me alone that was recording. So while I was recording, Yadi told me that take out my phone on him, but I had my phone on Yadi. I was recording, and Yadi started walking on me, telling me take out my phone on him, so and so. So I didn't answer him. I keep recording because I know I didn't have my phone on him. So while he coming, there had two police officers trying to prevent him coming behind me. But he's a bad John. So he brushed the two police officers. After that, I keep recording. He's still walking on me to hit me. But my people, I can tell you, Yadi is very smart. Yadi know he couldn't touch me. So that's why he just wanted attention. So that's what transpired between Ring the Bell and Yadi. But I can send this message out for him. Yadi have to stop this nonsense in this country. And I can say once again, Yadi is a smart guy because he did not touch me. Mama ilatea epi moun ki ka koute. Accident qui fait entre Ring the Bell epi Yadi. Mwen te bokay Palama epi mwen te ni phone mwen ka rekode. Mwen pa te ni phone mwen an le Yadi. Yadi di mwen tiye phone mwen an le. Mwen pa repon ni paske mwen sav mwen pa te ni phone mwen an le Yadi. Le ka marché an le mwen. De police ka try chebe yi. I brise se police la. Après ça, moi continue et puis faut moi parce que moi savent moi pas te ka rekode Yadi. Yadi vie vin de moi encore doubout devant moi pour frapper moi. Mais moi ka dis autres Yadi te vle attention et que Yadi savent bien il pas te ça toucher Ring the Bell. Et moi ka ve commission Salador ba il a dit il a dépassé les pour Yadi doubout c'est pas pichot ça là qu'a fait parce que c'est pas tout le monde qui a accepté bagay ça là fait c'est pas tout le monde qui a ça accepté Se komisyon sa la, mwen kave an do wala bay Yadi.
So you heard what Shane Ephraim said, better known as talk show host Ring the Bell. Ring the Bell was videotaping, but this man wants to cross the street. Whether the flowboys were jeering at you or whatever, which I'm not saying they were, whether they were videotaping you or not, you have no right to cross the street and your hands were behind your back already as if you were going to slap somebody. Let me tell you something, Yadi. All your locks would have been gone. They would bury you as a bald head. Because you believe that people in St. Lucia are intimidated by you. You tried to intimidate me already. I did a whole live on you. You tried to intimidate me. We're not afraid of you because this is our country. If the government cannot or the police force cannot contain you, you are going to meet your match one day. And you are a coward. Because Grand Chachin, your big belly, your big head, Grand Chachin, you are a coward. You are a coward. And you know who would put you plat-a-tete? Women that would put you plat-a-tete. Because the women surrounded the men, surrounded Ring the Bell as a shield so that you would not hit them. You come in there, you outer shed big belly. You understand? Ladies, learn self-defense. You just have to touch him one place when he lift up his hand. Plat-a-tete, flat down. And all of you all just sit on him. Nonsense. Nonsense. Who you? You know, this government, y'all are going to pay. Excuse me, people. Y'all, yeah, Yadiki Bosla. Oh, big chest, big belly, Boudin Rabba. You there like David and Goliath? David would have sling you. And I cannot believe there is no outrage in this country. It doesn't matter if you are a UWP supporter and this was done to a St. Lucia Labour Party supporter by a United Workers Party supporter. I would fall in their skin also. I would fall in their skin and say you cannot do that. People have a right. Yeah. Even me, they have threatened me all over. But John, let me tell you, we're not afraid of y'all. We're not afraid. We're not afraid of y'all. This is our country. You there out of shape. Your locks, all your locks would reach in the cemetery. Nonsense. Who are afraid of you? People have to talk. Oh, you want to know who is prudent? That's what you want to know. Nobody afraid of you. Do not look at my size. Do not look at me and believe you can intimidate me or intimidate other people. We'll cut you down to size without you know. Nonsense in this country. And then we have ministers of government lying. Play that tape of Ernest Ile, just him. We have ministers of government. Multi criminality all over. This government is wicked. How can you allow a man? Why isn't he in custody? Why isn't he in custody right now? Trying to assault people and the police office that they're like soft candles. They're like Shadel Mall. What is going on in this country? Nonsense. Play this tape, please.
Broadcasting Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire affirmed steps were taken to bring the contentious matter to a close.
You've been asked repeatedly that you are operating illegally, and for you to threaten that if you are stopped, what you will do in the country, you will burn down the country, people will pay a price. And I think it has to stop at some point. You cannot continue to operate illegally. And whilst you're operating illegally, to be threatening the country and threatening, the state. I think they've now been formally engaged and told that they must desist from broadcasting. And the process has started legally. If they believe they are operating legally, they can go to court and prove that they are operating legally.
Now, I hope Sky FM, you're not sleeping on y'all. Because y'all need to take Ernest to task and file a lawsuit against him. I have never ever heard. And if I know Champagne and the other people, I have never heard them saying that if the government, excuse me, shut them down, that they are going to burn the country. You see why I am telling you this country is mad. This country has gone wild. Criminality has gone wild. A minister of government saying that this government has no resolve. They do not have the ability. They do not have the capability of resolving conflict. Kenny Anthony, say what you may about him, our country would not have been so divisive and in madness like now. It's pure insanity going on in this country. Pure insanity. When did Sky FM say that if they shut them down, that they're going to burn the country? Lies and deceit. Lies and deceit. What is happening in our country? Ernest Hilaire, where were you? You're so concerned about illegality with Sky FM. Where were you to beat your flap? When Richard Frederick disrespected me as a woman, saying all the worst things he could say about me. Where were you? Y'all are a bunch of men that cannot run our country. Please show me where in God's green earth that Sky FM said that they would burn the country down. Ernest Hilaire, if you're talking about illegality, play the video with Ernest Hilaire, Thaddeus Antoine, and then with Uncle Shaz talking. Play the video with Uncle Shaz, the one with Uncle Shaz, and I'll tell you which one. Okay, just give me a minute. Yes, now. Okay, we'll carry on when you get it. So I need to understand, people, I really need Ernest Hilaire to tell me. But let us go to Stephen King. Let us go to Stephen King. Let me show you. Ernest said that Sky is operating illegally, and also that Sky said that they're going to burn down the country if they shut down. But look at Big Bear. Look at the video of Big Bear.
I heard the leader of the opposition say action speaks louder than words. I believe I stand here and have that paramount view. Because not only in words but in deeds. Mr. Speaker, I sat in the cabinet of the last government. I sit in the cabinet of this government. And I can give you stories, Mr. Speaker, of some of my own experiences of the manner in which people were treated only because they didn't carry a yellow cloth around them. Only because they didn't carry a yellow cloth around them. I told you it's a library, I have not a book. It's a library, not a book. You know? When you speak about pulling programs from people, do not talk. Do not talk, because you are the culprit. Leave the issue of victimization out of the way, because you're a victimizer too. Leave it out. That's not your damn business. You have the business you have to deal with are the people who are in your party planning to take you out sooner than later. That is your business. Deal with it. Deal with that business. Deal with it. the hypocrisy will come back to haunt you. As I said, if I were on the opposite side, I would keep my mouth shut and support the government and wait my turn when I believe I have something to talk about. But you have nothing to talk about. Why are you talking? And I say the people of this country need answers to what? Answers to what? You must tell them the things you did that you gave no explanations about. Tell them the things you did, you gave no explanation. Tell us how you spent the money of this country without authority. Tell us the things you did. And like I said, it is a library, not a book. Page by page, chapter by chapter, book by book will be opened and read in the coming years. 5 years to do it. Where's the plan? You'll get the plan, don't worry. You'll get the plan. You'll get the plan too. You got one part of the pan on the 26th of July. You'll get the other part of the pan when the time comes. You think pan playing? My friend, you'll get so much plan and pan, you wonder what you did in this country. Let me say something, Mr. Speaker. The people of this country knew exactly what they're doing. They said enough is enough. Enough bluff. Enough talk, enough, according to the flashing mirrors. That's the thing I'm looking for. That's the one I'm looking for, flashing mirrors. Enough flashing mirrors. Time for action. Yes. Time for action, and you did it on the 26th. And it's a good thing you dated the election on the 26th. Had you gone 2 weeks later, you would not have been here. And you would not have been here. Neither of y'all would have been here. Because you all would be wiped out, clean sweep. If you believe in Mia's victory, you would have seen it this time. That this Prime Minister may not stand up and shout like I can shout, or you can bluff. This Prime Minister is a man, when he gives you his word, you can take it and go to the bank with it. I thank you.
This Prime Minister is a man, when he gives you his word, you can take it to the bank with you. Stephenson King, you have no shame. You have absolutely no shame. They said the only thing you have was a birth certificate and a marriage certificate. They said you were illiterate, you couldn't run the country, and now he's the next best thing to sliced bread. But what I really want to show you, my viewers, is to check the hypocrisy. This blue whale said that he was leaving the United Workers' Party because he had issues with them, and he's moving across to being by himself as the independent blue whale. They say wave, no wave, blue whale. That's what he said he was moving across to be, a blue whale. I am patriotic. Oh, I'm patriotic. He fooled the people of St. Lucia under the pretenses that he was being very patriotic, and he's leaving the United Workers' Party. He has nothing to do with the St. Lucia Labour Party. He is now supporting himself and the people of St. Lucia, the patriot. Let me tell you all something, my people. A good girlfriend of mine called me during the time when King did that. She was very, very, very confused. She said, I like King, but what he do, I'm a flubber. I don't know, should I vote for him? You know, my answer to her was straight, don't vote for him. Because if you have an issue with somebody, blue whale, you sat there for 5 years. You ate all the big money. You went to the hotels. You had all the perks, the big salary. You sat and you ate it. And at the twilight hour, you decide to run away and you saying you're patriotic. No, you are not patriotic. Now, let me tell you why this man is not patriotic. He accepted, it's all about greed and power. He accepted the role as senior minister, minister of infrastructure, whatever. You are no patriot. I will tell you, you are no patriot, Stephenson King. You are not a patriot. And let me tell you why you're not a patriot. Because you deceived the people who voted for you, thinking you had no part to do with the St. Lucia Labour Party and the United Workers' Party. But then when you won, you tell them, see for themselves, and you joined. You joined the St. Lucia Labour Party and you forgot about them. Now, let me show you, people, when I'm here, is to make you think. If Stephenson King was a patriot, the issues with Sky FM would have been handled with kids' glove. But no, you saw how he treated Alan Shasney in the last sitting, not the one that passed, the previous one. He opened his big bare self quarreling, right? That's so unprofessional as a minister. The things you said. You are no way patriotic. You're not patriotic. Because if you were patriotic, you would have said, listen, guys, you wouldn't take no portfolio, and you would have been the patriot saying, okay, I'm going to speak for the people of St. Lucia. You would have said to them as an independent blue whale, because you're no blue whale, right? I believe the best way forward is to have an open mind. Let us see the documents. Let us see the transaction. Let us see what happened. Let us put all the melee, bacchanal, what UWP do, what Sky do. Let's put that aside. Because our aim here is to push our country forward and not victimize anybody. This is what a patriot do. But no, greed, power, big bear, big whale, open himself, take a position. And right now, he cannot speak for the people of St. Lucia who are hurting. Granted, let's say Sky FM don't have a license. You as a minister, you now Minister of Telecommunications, your correspondence over the media, social media everywhere, was unbecoming. The people of St. Lucia, the businesses of St. Lucia are not your enemy. We are not your enemies. You work for us. Your role is to ensure that if there is a problem or if there is an issue, you resolve it. Because you say you are a patriot. No, mister, you ain't no patriot. You are a big whale, a blue whale. That's what you are. You are not a patriot. Because had you been like that, you would have been the voice of reason. And people, let me tell you, y'all, I will tell you, I ain't no psychic, but I am on the ground and I'm seeing what's happening. Call an election now. If y'all get one seat, y'all get a lot. Because I am not saying that because I support in UWP or whatever. I'm saying it because y'all created the monster. You promised the people of St. Lucia so much and nothing happened. Stephenson King, you should not have taken any ministry as senior minister in the Ministry of Infrastructure. What you should have done, you should have remained as the blue whale, neutral, patriotic, and be fighting for people like Sky FM, fighting for the people who did not receive their $1,500, fighting for the little fishermen that the 150 tax was not taken out for them, fighting for the farmers so that they can be able to export their goods, right, to various countries. You would have been fighting that the crime situation is abated, but you sit like a big blue whale doing nothing. I am here to bring reality to St. Lucians. It had nothing to do with SLP. It had nothing to do with UWP. It has everything to do with politicians are the greatest deceivers. He deceived the people of St. Lucia by pretending. He said, I am a patriot. So, St. Lucians, I'm asking you to open your eyes for yourself. Because I cannot understand how a man claims to be patriotic and he is doing everything opposite to being patriotic. He is doing everything opposite to being patriotic. So Sky FM doesn't have a license. Fine. Okay. Everybody's saying why attack Sky FM and the other people licenses are up. We must learn to rule with honesty, accountability, and transparency in this country. This is not being done. A lot of preferences is being done. Now, why didn't he imagine putting people on a board? This is why I'm telling you, any board I am on, my mind is mine. UWP can put me on a board, SLP can put me on a board. I will work in the interest of the people of St. Lucia. The rest of the board members can say what they want. I am dealing with facts and how we can assist the people of St. Lucia. Therefore, they campaigned on a youth economy. When you do that to a station, I don't condone anything that is wrong, but however, let us say, I understood the people had an application in there. If you really wanted to resolve that issue, you said, okay, Sky FM, you have an application in there. You haven't got the license as yet. You're operating on 93.1, right? There is some dispute with this station. Monies is owing, whatever is owing, but we are willing to work with you. In that, we are willing to give you a new frequency and let us, leave that 93.1. The easiest thing that could have been done, but when you have grannies, when you have Wilma, when you have Betty, when you have Barney, when you have Bud, when you have Sesame Street, when you have Bam Bam Bam, when you have all these people on a board with no vision and doesn't understand the technological world, what the hell you think they will do? They will cripple others. Your role as a board is not to cripple. If you come in there and you see you have applications before you, and your role is not to victimize. What Mondays you know? What you know? What Mary Paulus know? And all the others they put there, what they know. And these people have blatantly shown their disgust for the government, the previous government. Blatantly showed their disgust for Sky FM, and you put them on the board. You are a blue whale. You are not a patriot. A patriot won't do things like this. A patriot would stand for righteousness, stand for what is right. In business in St. Lucia is really ridiculous. It's who know you, is who is your friend. This is rubbish. When an application comes before me, I know nobody. What I know is to follow procedures, ensure people have followed procedures, and give my professional input as to what is to be done. But no, this is a ruthless government. And you speak to young people. You talk about young people. Right? People are telling you until you reach 70, you're not senior, So you're looking at the people at Sky FM. These are people they reapplied. The easiest way, and you are losing momentum. You are losing support. You are losing support with the things you are doing. So you talk about youth economy. Let me tell you all something, Sedusha, and take it from Soso. If you see, Blue Whale was saying, oh, when something came to Chasney, if you're not yellow, you're not getting it. That's not true. That's a lie. Because even me was vexed with Uncle Shas. Uncle Shas forgot the people of the United Workers' Party because he knew we would always be there for him, and he embraced most of the St. Lucia Labour Party supporters, give them position, give them this, didn't kick them out, right? And what did they do him? They turned around and they voted him out. And I love Uncle Chasney's concept, even if, some people may say he didn't look for the United Workers' Party supporters, but I liked his concept. His concept was right. It is not about giving United Workers' Party supporters work. When I have won as a government, I know no red, I know no yellow. It is about country. It is about country, people. It is about country. And it's not about color. Our country is in serious trouble because I cannot trust any of these men. I cannot trust any of these men. They spoke of youth economy. They are now sending a woman who is nearing retirement. You're taking a 60-plus woman to send for the first Martinique. You're sending her there to be the ambassador. Youth economy, let me tell you, if y'all send lotions, after I'm done with y'all, if sense doesn't come in your head, something wrong with y'all. Because it's not about SLP, it's not about UWP. If sense don't come in your head after that, something is wrong with y'all. You're taking so many, let me tell you, from as far as secondary school, excuse me, these young people are coming out, they're talking for say more than me, more than you. I really want this woman to write something in French or for me to come and speak to her in French. Let me see if she understands what she's saying. You leave our brilliant scholars. You leave our brilliant scholars behind and you put a 60-something-year-old woman to be the ambassador for the first Martinique. Are you serious? Where are our young people? Jennifer Carpende, where are our young people? Quel dommage, how you can put this woman to represent us?
God have mercy upon us.
It is all about them. So young people, when they spoke of the youth economy, they lied because Sky FM was contributing, and I'm very saddened. Imagine one of my supporters told me her dad always said to her, well, he must be watching me on cable now, GVD TV, channel 115 Flow. He always said to her, give me your phone for me to watch So. I love So. I like So. And you know, as I said in my last show, I love my granny. When I came from school, you know, go home and then I would go and stay with my granny nighttime because she lost her husband. And I would stay with my granny. And she always had her little radio on Billy Graham, on some gospel thing, on something. And you could see the joy in my granny listening to that. And she liked to read her Bible. You know, so I understand senior citizens. I understand what they need, what they want. And many of them right now, you know, you didn't only damage Sky FM. Most of us, you know, in the younger age group, we have internet. We can, you know, fix ourselves. But the little senior citizens, some of them are shut in. Some of them have their little radio, right? Because I too have a senior citizen, you know, across me, and he would just listen to his radio and whatever. And then I have another one that is not too well, would listen to his radio. But right now, there is no Sky FM. So you did not only hurt Sky FM, you hurt the senior citizen. And one of the senior citizens, when he saw me, imagine he just got a glimpse of my show since I started last Wednesday with GVD TV, and he saw me on the road, and I thought something was wrong with him. He just started to scream. I was like, "Are you okay?" Oh, so I saw you. So I saw you. I was so happy. I was so happy. So me doing this on a Wednesday, right, with Vitus on GVD TV, is a way of ensuring that our senior citizens hear what is happening, and I know they are fantastically happy. But you hurt the senior citizens when you did that. You see, we have to be careful. When you are given a position is not for you to do as you please. A position is to ensure that the vision and the work of the mandate given to you by the people is pushed forward. And that goes for UWP and SLP. When you are a government, you do not know anything about SLP and UWP. So you right now have segregated certain members of our community, our senior citizens. Some of these people, they are sick and shut in on the little radio, and for them to listen to it, this is something that will keep them. Now, I want you all to listen to Philip J. Pierre and Ernest Hiller giving their account as to the Sky FM issue. I want you all to take a listen because, as I said to you all, I have to show it to you all. So when you all speak, you will understand what is happening there.
Will Sky FM be a frequency of the past? Behind me, supporters of the radio station showed up in their numbers outside of Parliament on International Women's Day to raise opposition to the possible closure of their station.
To also voice our disgust with the vicious stuff that was done yesterday in closing the frequency of Sky FM. We believe it's unconstitutional, undemocratic, and the fact that you can have an entire country run and you can have everybody support you except one group of persons, which is Sky FM, is a damn shame.
The media sought answers from Minister for Telecommunications, Stephenson King, on the news surrounding Sky FM, which was ordered by authorities to cease and desist operations on the local radio airwaves. Authorities claim the broadcast station and voice of pro-UWP conservative media does not have a license. Ironically, officials have claimed that this process, under the recommendation of regulators, was already in train during the previous UWP administration.
It's in the hands of the NTRC.
And what has been done so far?
Well, they've sent a letter of a notice of cease and desist the broadcasting without a license.
Moreover, Broadcasting Minister Dr. Ernest Hiller affirmed steps were taken to bring the contentious matter to a close.
You've been asked repeatedly that you are operating illegally, and for you to threaten that if you are stopped, what you will do in the country, you will burn down the country, people will pay a price. And I think it has to stop at some point. You cannot continue to operate illegally. And whilst you're operating illegally, to be threatening the country and threatening, the state. I think they've now been formally engaged and told that they must desist from broadcasting. And the process has started legally. If they believe they are operating legally, they can go to court and prove that they are operating legally.
All I know is every radio station must have a license. I'm sure HTS has a license. I'm sure DBS has a license. I am sure all the stations have a license. If any station has a license and they're not allowed to operate, it's their right to take the government to court. I will be the litigant because I believe in the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression.
The cease and desist order to Sky FM is not sitting well with the radio station's pro-UWP supporters. Leader of the opposition, Alan Chasney, says legal action is pending.
That is the NTRC Act. And it says the principal object of this act is to give effect to the purposes of the treaty to regulate the telecommunications sector in St. Lucia. Now, it says, without limiting the generality of subsection 1 of the objects of the Act, are to ensure, and I repeat, A, open entry, market liberalization, and competition in telecommunications. And the reality is the details of what has transpired with Sky will become public knowledge. My understanding that there will be legal action taken as early as today. And the United Workers' Party will continue to support the rule of law and democracy and the freedom of speech in this country.
According to supporters of Sky FM, attempts were made to regularize their operations, but they allege they have faced roadblocks. The broadcast minister was asked to comment.
The argument is that they have made attempts to seek the relevant authorization, but they have been stonewalled.
Well, they'll have to prove that in court. I'm not aware of that. I am absolutely not aware of that. And the courts settle those matters.
Our news crew paid a visit to the station and was reliably informed that the cease and desist order letter to the station has been forwarded to Sky FM's legal representative, Attorney at Law, Mark Mirage.
They haven't hurt us. They've hurt those poor people, those old Malaways out there, those elderly who today cannot be given the right to listen to the station of their choice. And so by so doing, you are not squeezing us, because Sky FM is still online. We are still going to be broadcasting, and we will still be accessible to the listeners who have followed us.
Alfred, HTS News Force.
Now, somebody under the live was saying, so why did the United Workers' Party government shut down Radio St. Lucia? You know, and this is where I come in for the people of St. Lucia to start thinking critically. Radio St. Lucia was drowning in debt. And I clearly remember in the 2011 election, my God, this station just turned political. However, Sky FM is a private entity, right? The United Workers' Party government was not funding Sky FM. They had their group of people who did what they did to form the station Sky FM. However, Radio St. Lucia was drowning the people of St. Lucia in debt. The programming was lousy, right? The performance of the station was lousy. Yet, people of St. Lucia are clamoring for Radio St. Lucia to come back. We have GIS, MTN, whatever. Why don't this government, if you say you're proactive, I shouldn't be telling you all that, but I don't care. If you say you're so proactive and you love the people of St. Lucia, putting them last, why don't you get a frequency? Re-NTN, you upgrade NTN, and you provide radio listenership for the people of St. Lucia. But this government has no vision, so they want to talk about RSL. RSL what? Sky FM is a private entity. Now, what I am understanding is that Sky FM put their own application in 27. The hiccup I have with that is that the station, the 93.1, you'll pull it away from them. I have no issues. You pull it away from them, fine. But the application was in there. Why Blue Whale haven't come to the people of St. Lucia and said, okay, Sky FM put the application in 2017 and show us the proof. You know, as long as you don't show confidential information, show us the proof what they put, you know, what they presented and what they are missing, and said, well, okay, all we need to do is switch over and give them a different frequency. I have no issues. You want to take 93.1, take it. But if the people have an application in there, you claim to be a patriotic St. Lucian. However, you have proven every St. Lucian writes about you that you are not a patriot. You are a blue whale. So why haven't you? And this situation with Sky, it is a mountain. They're making a mountain out of a molehill. I always say, if I sit in boards, I will never drink poison. That's why you will not put me on boards, because I'm a very independent and radical thinker. Right? I might even leave your boards. Because what we have to do, this is the information, okay, you all say the man wants it. We know the man ain't want nothing. The partner is sick. The guy is not well. We know he ain't want no station, 93.1. You don't want to give it to them, fine. Right? Right now, I am telling you, you have hurt Sky. I'm going to be a realist tonight. You have damaged Sky. You have hurt them. Right now, the spectrum they were covering, they no longer have it. Because I will tell you why, and it is very painful. You know, I observe a lot. Whenever I'm in town, like today, there's a certain place I pass in town, and these little vendors on this, even the vendors you hurt. Wickedness in high places, even the vendors you hurt. When I pass on that side with the vendors, oh, Sky FM, champagne, oh, Sky FM. I passed there today and not a wink, not a blink. I passed another place and not a blink, not a wink. You have really damaged Sky FM. They have lost their listenership. I know people say the internet is there, but when you look at things from a business standpoint, you have hurt them. You have damaged them. You have hurt them. And you feel good, right? You must be sleep like a baby last night. But for how long you will sleep like a baby? It is not about you, Stephenson King. It is about the people of St. Lucia. When you are in government, it is never about you. It is about the people of St. Lucia. It is never about you. A little country like that have so much roro. A man pushing up his big belly, out of shape, looking like a big gorilla, going behind David. David would have used his sling. You read in your Bible? You never see small axe cut down big tree. This is nonsense, lawlessness. And I went to make a report about this particular person calling me and telling me that to the police station. The police asking me, oh, how I know is he, how I know is he. I say, okay, how I know is he. And then, somebody will call me. They never call me. Because I received a threat on my phone that was last year before the election. So after I reported, you all never had anybody call me or come to me. You don't think I would protect myself? Of course I would protect myself. There is no security for the people of St. Lucia. I am going to play that Yadi tape for you all to see again. I am going to play it for you. It has to stay in your mind before I go. Wickedness in high places, condoned by Philip J.P., condoned by Ernest Hille, condoned by this government for not coming out and speak against this big bad wolf that believe he can beat people.
Et bien, les techniciens, ça c'est Yadi qui voulait goumer, et puis c'est flambeau à Bokaï Parlement, d'avoir ces flambeaux à parler, et puis Yadi voulait venir by mon coup, Bokaï Parlement. Alors, ça c'est Yadi, c'est pas la première fois Yadi ni c'est qualité attitude ça dans cette ici. Yadi pour moi, Yadi c'est un criminel. Yadi voulait by mon coup, Bokaï Parlement, les techniciens. Ça c'est Yadi qui voulait bailler mon coup au Parlement.
My people of St. Lucia, this is what our country has become, a lawless country. I am asking the Commissioner of Police, Milton Daisy, to revoke Yadi's firearm license. This man is a danger walking. And people of St. Lucia, you need to stand up. And let me tell you something, Philip JP. I posted this video right yesterday. It has close to 140,000 views around the world. And people from all around the world are commenting and seeing what is happening in our country. You are crippling our country, Philip J. Pierre. My people, I love you. It is 10 o'clock and So is out of here. Love you. Bye. See you on Saturday.